Joining us now is James DuMont. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Nice to see you again. So
Good to see you
today
as
we're
well.
talking about a new thriller. What are you involved in?
I'm in a movie called Unit 234. It's an action thriller with Don Johnson, Isabelle Fuhrman from the Orphan franchise, and Jack Huston from the famous Houston family. But also, he was on Boardwalk Empire and Mayfair Witches recently. And yeah, it's a great little thriller we shot in Grand Cayman Island, and it came out. It's on opened up theatrically on May 9th, and also on video on demand. So yeah, it's fun.
That's not a bad location. Where are some of the best donations? Where are some of the best locations that you've been to in your career?
This would be up in my top 5 for sure. I did shoot in Mexico City, and I've also shot in Rome. So those 3 would be up there, you know?
Do you
And
always
also
hope
we
for
shoot
like,
it, I shoot the Righteous Gemstones, we did for the last 4 seasons in Charleston, South Carolina, which is a gorgeous place. It's, super fun.
so the thriller that you're in, does it take place in the Cayman Islands or do they pretend like it's somewhere else?
It's supposed to be, like Tallahassee, Florida, so, it's pretty close, in terms of beach and, oceanfront and all that, but, yeah, it's supposed to take place in Florida, but we did it in Grand Cayman Island, so it's pretty similar, although the difference that I noticed too, that in Grand Cayman Island, there are roosters and chickens, like, all over the island, so even if you go to the grocery store, they just kinda let them run the roost, literally. They're everywhere.
I was doing a remote, I guess 2 weeks ago in Ybor, which is Tampa, Florida, and same thing.
Yeah.
I heard this cock-a-doodle-doo, and I was like
Oh yeah,
roosters,
Ybor
chickens.
City, quite famous. Also great for like they have Cuban cigars there. Even when it was an embargo, there was like Cubans making cigar. Yeah, Ybor City's a fun little spot.
Absolutely. So your career has taken you many different places, many different roles. This particular role in this thriller, what did you enjoy most about it?
I think what's fun for me is this is like a departure from what I've been doing the last 4 seasons on the Righteous Gemstones. So on the Righteous Gemstones, I played Chad, which is Danny McBride's kind of right hand man, enforcer. They call us the Goon Squad. We were part of the Goon Squad. So what's great about this role is it's just again I'm getting back to supporting leads, which I've done before in terms of I did Deepwater Horizon opposite Mark Wahlberg. I've done and more recently, I just did a film opposite Mel Gibson for about 11 scenes. So Trumbo was a supporting lead, Spencer Confidential. So this is another supporting lead, but my character is Leon, who's kind of a right hand man, bodyguard, driver, enforcer for Don Johnson's character. And so what's fun is that enforcer part and right hand man and his confidant, and that's I've been doing that for the last 4 seasons on a comedy, and then now I get to do it on a drama and a film and a really great thriller written by Derek Steiner. Really fantastic script, and directed by Andy Tennant, who was mostly known for the movie Hitch and Sweet Home Alabama. He also now writes, not writes, but he's also the executive producer and directs episodes of the TV show Bookie. But this is a great tight little thriller. But for me, it's being the second banana to like you know Don Johnson in this case for Unit 234, or even now this movie called Hunting Season opposite Mel Gibson. It's like I'm moving into a category where I'm kind of less the character guy and more like the supporting lead. I'm your ride or die kind of buddy. And ride or die is pretty right on the money for this. But this movie has at least 5 or 6 plot twists that no one saw coming, and it was great to be in the movie theater seeing it and be, oh, like there's that awe, so it's great to kind of have that experience. That's what I wanted, to have that experience in the movie theater, because I mean, this is 100% a great movie to curl up, order the video demand, get your popcorn, enjoy. It's very tight. It's 90 minutes. It moves, and when it moves fast.
What made you decide to go into this profession? Why did you become an actor? What's your why, James?
What's my why? I always say it's like, what's that first moment that you figured out you want to be an actor? When I was a kid, my father had like an extensive record collection, and I would play music for one of my babysitters, and I played this one song. This is like right near the during the Vietnam War. I played this Frank Sinatra song and Summer Wind, and she just like burst into tears and cried because her son had just died in Vietnam. And when I played that song, it gave me this feeling like I was important or I could have an impact on like something that I could say or do would affect somebody in a certain way. And I was 5 years old, mind you. So the fact that, my parents were also in the middle of a divorce. So it's like this, I was kind of caught between these two warring factions at 5 years old. But then all of a sudden I put the song on and it affected her in a way. And I think that was definitely the first moment where I started to realize, oh, I could have some sort of impact, or I could say or do something that would affect somebody in a way. And then it really kind of, I was kind of dying for attention, so I started to realize, oh, I could probably make a living doing this, or people seem to enjoy my smile and my laugh, and so all of a sudden it was like it led to other things. I started doing theater, and when I was really little, I did Peter Pan. I played John and Peter Pan in the musicals, and started doing commercials, fairly young. And I got my SAG card on the movie The Blues Brothers. I was one of the kids dancing in the street, but I started out on the train platform. There's a train platform overlooking it, and they said, hey, one of the kids' moms, like, oh, I didn't know that we have to be here all day. He has a dental appointment, like, we got to go. And they're like, you have to go. So they said, anybody know how to dance? I'm like, I do, I do. So I was up on the train platform for that thing. And then they came down and showed the people to dance. And I went from being on the train platform right smack in the front, for, twist it, shake, 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 shake. Here we go, loop, do loop. So it was like, that was a big turning point where I was like, oh, I got picked out of the crowd, facing the crowd. I got picked out of the crowd to do this thing, and I never kind of looked back after that. I was just like, someone gave me an opportunity. I was prepared because I knew how to dance, and all of a sudden I'm in the front row of this this dance routine that I just learned in a big movie that kind of defines Chicago as a movie town.
I feel that the arts are so important, just like you. It's like, I think I
Yes.
was like 12, maybe. Oh, no, you know what? I just remember, James, in second grade, I was like in a play called Bus Stop. I just remember.
Yes.
So,
Oh
so
my God.
those those things when you're young, those teachers or those people that kind of
Yep.
give you a break, or that person that picked
Mhm.
you out of the crowd, right? They
Mhm.
might not know the impact that they're having on you. But
That's right.
that's why the arts are important, whether it's the person that you helped, when her son was, in Vietnam, or any of the people that have watched your shows. So continued success with this. You're, I couldn't even like mention all the things that you've been in, because I was going through everything and I'm like, it's hundreds. I'm like, oh yeah, he was the guy that did that, and he was the guy in this, and he was this guy. It's like, he was that guy. It's like, oh my gosh. So you are that guy,
Yeah,
James DuMont.
I say I'm like the Forrest Gump of actors. I just kinda, like, show up in these little, like, and I have friends that have gone, like, over, other countries and been on planes, and they're like, "I was in Dubai," and all of a sudden, Catch Me If You Can came on, or I was in Spain, and, like, you're in Spanish, and the opening scene is, Speed, and it's like, so, yeah, it's one of those, I'm fine with the that guy moniker. I think, it all changes. It started to change a little bit. So I'm still in the that guy phase, but it's like there are times that people kind of come up with me. One guy came up and he goes, "Are you James Dumont?" And I looked around. I was like,
Oh,
"Who is somebody punking? Who's
oh,
like who did?"
oh,
So it's like because I always get like, "Man, you look so familiar. Are you my kid's soccer coach?" It's like I was like,
oh
"No."
gosh. Oh my gosh.
Did we go on that golf outing together? I was like, no, no, no. Like I'm an actor, and they're like, oh, anything I would have noticed? I was like, yeah, yeah.
Many
Then I give them
things.
like a short list of things. This one guy also, after I gave him like a short list, he goes, speaking parts, and I go, wow, wow. I was like, well, what kind of work do you do? And he's like, well, I'm a lawyer, mergers, acquisitions. It's like, oh, so do you get coffee for everybody in the office? Do you go get the donuts before work?
James.
It was just a very, it was a very weird thing to say. Like, I'm telling him like I work opposite Oscar winners on television and movies, and I hold my own, and no one goes, man, the scene was great till that guy showed up. So it was very weird to kind of go like, I'm gonna guess that you do the lowest common denominator. Like, I mean, and I love my background people. I think every little person that's in the frame is every little color and person and movement in a frame is important. It's like Seurat's painting, So, but it's very funny how people just kind of quantify what you do, Like in Louisiana too, it's like, my mom does extra work too. I was like,
Oh. Oh,
that's
James,
good for me.
ouch. Really?
Yeah,
Ouch.
yeah,
Ouch.
it's a
But
little
that's a
strange. It's a
it
little
is a little
strange.
strange. Well,
Yeah,
you do have that beautiful smile, and you are
thank
someone
you.
that people feel like they do know because they've watched you in so many things. They just have that familiarity with you, right? So that's not a bad
Yep.
thing. It's not a bad thing to be
No, it's a great
everybody's
thing.
like everybody's guy, like, everybody's chum.
Yeah, the guy you want to have a
Congratulations.
beer with.
Yeah, the guy you want to have a beer with. It was lovely to see you once again. I thank you for coming back by on the
Absolutely.
show. And I'm excited because I heard someone that had seen this said that it was outstanding. Like, this is something
Yeah,
that just, like you said, it's gripping, it's intense. So, congratulations
yeah.
on creating that with your whole entire
Thank you. Yeah.
colleagues and team.
It was nice to see it in the movie theater because I was like, the movie's better than the trailer. And the trailer's good. Usually the trailer's like all the good stuff. But it's like, no, there's much better stuff in this movie. So if you like the trailer, rest assured you're gonna like the rest of this movie.
Congratulations, continued success. And like I said, there were hundreds of things. I'm like, oh my gosh, you did this and this and this and this. So it was fun to have you here at this time. And I hope that you'll come back again.
Absolutely, always.
Okay. Happy journeys to you. Be well, my friend.
Thanks again. Bye.
Bye bye. We were just visiting with James DuMont, the guy you want to have a beer with. No. Anyway, happy journeys, everybody. Be well.